There was a time when darkness wrapped itself around me. In 2021, depression wasn't just a feeling. It was a storm that followed me everywhere. It was in the silence of my home, in the weight of my thoughts, in the echoes of a life that seemed to be slipping through my fingers. And so, I left. Not just physically, but spiritually. I sought refuge in something unexpected: comedy. Laughter became a lifeline, an escape from the pain. But even as I stood before people, making them laugh, bringing them joy, something deeper stirred within me. A transformation was happening. Life struck another blow. My uncle passed. Loss had become a familiar companion. My sister had been taken from me in a car accident in 2012, and now my uncle was gone too. A much stronger, gifted man than I had ever realized. I found myself drawn to a place, a Cracker Barrel. It felt like I had been sent there, as if unseen hands had guided my steps. And when I arrived, I saw it, a memorial for a waitress who had passed away. I gazed at this woman and then saw her name, Gina. Gina means heavenly gift. That realization sent a shiver through me. It was as if God Himself had left a message right in front of me. I was witnessing another piece of the divine plan unfolding before me. I kept coming back. I laughed with the waitresses, I cried with them, I shared moments of joy and sorrow. And one waitress, one kind, listening soul, became someone I trusted, someone who cared. One day, I learned that she was the very person who had created the memorial for the waitress. She never knew that I had sat staring at it. But I knew then, this was no coincidence. The world around me began to resist. My wife, the person I had built my life with, didn't understand. She believed something was wrong with me. I had been spreading joy, sharing faith. But in my own home, I was being doubted, ridiculed. So I turned to my brother. My brother, who was battling stage 4 cancer, became my spiritual confidant. Time and time again, he would unknowingly speak about things happening in my life, things he had no way of knowing. I was no longer alone. And then, the most profound moment of my life came. I found myself 2,000 years in the past, 150 feet ahead of me. Jesus. He was being beaten, bloodied, suffering for the sins of the world. I wasn't dreaming. I was there. Another voice, another scene, entered my mind. The words of a grieving father from The Godfather. Look what they did to my boy. Tears poured from me. I felt the weight of God's pain, His sorrow, His love. I truly understood the sacrifice Jesus made. It was no longer just a story. I was meant to bring people closer to Jesus, to teach them of His love, His sacrifice, His grace. And so, I gave. I gave away everything I could, my time, my money, my energy, to help others, to spread His word. My faith is unshakable. Nothing can pull me away from my spiritual journey. I was chosen for this. I share my story because there are those still searching, still lost in the darkness. And if my words can bring even one soul closer to God, then everything was worth it. This is my calling.